The primitive actions that one can do on some data in JavaScript is by using what are called as operators. Most operators are represented by punctuation characters such as plus, minus, equal to, double equal to, etc. But there are some operators such as type of or instance of, which are represented by string keywords and not characters. Let's look at some commonly used operators, starting with mathematical operators. You may probably already be knowing a programming language, so most of the operators may be familiar to you. So if you want, you may skip over towards the end of this section. Don't skip the complete section though, because I will be talking about an important point, which also happens to be a common source of bugs. So there are commonly used mathematical operators, and these operators work on numbers. They are used to add two numbers, subtract one number from the other, divide one number from another, or we may want to find the remainder of a number on division by another number. So let's open our console and see a couple of these in action. We can do 2 into 3 and this prints 6. We can even hold the result of this evaluation in a variable, say var x is equal to 2 into 3. And now x has a value of 6. By the way, this equal to operator is the assignment operator. And even this assignment returns a value, which is the value that is assigned to the variable. Alright. We could have used a mathematical operator directly on variables like so. Here we have declared these two variables a and b with values 4 and 6, and we can add a and b. Okay. By the way, the plus operator is also defined for strings, and what it does is that it concatenates two strings. All right. So if we say hello plus world, we get a new string which is made up by concatenating the two operand strings. But other operators are not defined for strings. For example, we cannot multiply a string with another string. That doesn't really make sense. All right. But there is a magic that happens sometimes, which we will see in the section on type conversion. Then we have these conditional operators, which compare numeric values less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. These operators compare numbers and evaluate to a Boolean value. For example, 2 is less than 3, and it evaluates to true. If we had set 2 greater than 3, then it would evaluate to false, of course. These operators may also be used to compare two strings. And what these operators do is that they compare two strings in the alphabetical or the dictionary order of words, which is also known as lexicographical comparison. For example, the string AA is less than string AB, because if these words were to appear in a dictionary, AA will appear before AB. Basically, the comparison happens character by character as per the alphabetical ordering of characters. Then some of the operators are meant for checking the equality of the two operands. For example, we may want to check if a value are equal or not equal to another. The not equal to operator contains an exclamation mark followed by an equal to sign right after that. So let's try these statements. X is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. And now if we check x double equals y, we get a false, telling that these values are not equal, of course. And if we do x not equals y, we get a true value. Alright. But you have to be careful with these operators. Let's take an example. Let's try to check the string 2 for equality with the number 2. Notice that this 2 here is a string and not really the number 2. Alright. So if we do an equality check here, JavaScript says that both these values are equal, although their types are not equal. and this can be a source of subtle bugs. Remember, JavaScript was designed to have features such that it throws minimum errors when executing on the browser. Because nobody likes seeing errors on the page, because it scares people off, right? So JavaScript tries to be a little smart and does things at runtime which may fix the error. But some of these smarts have proved to be avoidable. But because this whole thing is driven by committees, it's hard to make changes, especially if things need to be kept backward compatible. So later versions of JavaScript introduced another operator, the triple equal to operator, which does the equality check, but also takes care of the type information. So let's say that x is equal to the string 2 and y is equal to the number 2. Let's see what x triple equals y gives. And indeed it gives false, although the double equals operator gives true. As a general rule, it is suggested that you always use the triple equals operator for equality check unless you are sure you don't want to consider type information.